gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Recap and Record podcast. It's the season finale. It's the last episode. It's the 8th hour that we're here, and you know what it is. It's the finale, and we thought, you know, hey, it's a slow roll for the penultimate. Something's gonna happen. Season finale of season 1. I mean, the last 30 seconds of this. No. Like just right, and then just carrying that emotion into this season, and we got we got 5 minutes with everyone. We got one major event that they just completely fumbled, and that was a few lines of dialogue, and that's it.
I mean, no, there was a lot of dope moments in this episode. There were a lot of cool scenes in this episode, but I told y'all last episode, he was like, what predictions? I said, yo, bro, we not going to get a battle. We're not going to get a battle.
I know. I just thought we start one.
There's no way that we're going to get a battle. I said, there's no, like, the way they set that up.
That's so
I said, there's
insane,
no way
bro.
Even if it was 90 minutes, there was never going to be a battle. There was never going to be a battle this episode.
It's such a 10 episode energy ending to that like, it just feels like there's 2 more weeks.
Yeah, it does.
And so we know now. I just doing some digging this last week because listen, I'm just gonna come out and say I've seen half the episode on TikTok a week ago. Okay,
really?
The whole thing leaked, like half the clip, not the whole thing, but most of the clips. There were some surprises for me, but the majority of it was already seen. So,
all right. So how? Tell me this: how do episodes of an HBO show leak?
Yeah.
How does that happen? Because you know, you think about music, right? Music leaks, and you know, because we are in the biz, like we. Music leaking makes sense because remember we used to steal music. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
that used to be a thing. Like we used to steal music. You know, and you know it's all like little files that can just get transferred to whatever. Right. We work in video. We do video. Mm-hmm. Ain't no little file being transferred, and definitely like just imagine what that file looks like. You know what I mean? Like so like how does this leak? This is HBO. We're not talking about some underground rapper, you know what I mean, that got some, you know, whatever. And you know, rappers do it to kind of sometimes they leak it themselves to get themselves a little clout. Right. But like this is a formidable show. This is a program. How does something like this leak? Tell me.
So,
you know?
Yes. So I do from just experience working with like commercials and having to send things to networks like NBC and stuff like that at old jobs, and just based on the official statement that HBO they did address the leak. So what happens, fam, is
because I avoided once you said something about leak, I avoided all.
Yeah.
I haven't been on Twitter in like 2 weeks. I feel like I swear to God, I really have not been on Twitter.
It's been insane. It's been a crazy ride. But so basically, they need to promote the show, and they have partners. They have different networks. HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, so different installations and social medias and accounts and networks and all these different players and marketing things are in place. And so what happens is there's drop boxes and there's FTP servers, and 9 times out of 10, more than one person at companies have access to those things. And so an intern or an employee who is super excited about the finale of the show has access to those files and downloads the copy and then uploads them to Twitter, and then the internet happens. And so it's just it's a situation where if you're putting a commercial or something on television on air, you need to get that file to the thing that plays it on the TV, and that's a web server that you have to connect to, Dropbox essentially, whatever. And most people in the company have access to that. It's usually not a secret. Most companies' passwords aren't secure, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just usually someone who's overly excited for the show, and then it happens. And it's just that's
corny.
and that's the same thing in music. It's the same thing in music. It's all shared drives, at this point in their careers. Like, I'm sure Drake has forgotten about half the people he's given access to his Google account, Dropbox, whatever they're using to share shit. We're reckless. We're sharing files and uploading from iPhones. Like, it's not like, I
Yeah,
can't.
but that's what I mean. Like, a show is not a show like this is not being uploaded. Like, I mean, like it's not recorded on an iPhone, sent from an iPhone. Like, this is like
No, but there's
this.
still humans behind it, and it's just,
Yeah.
they're not always, just bound by the rules of the company or whatever it may be. So it just, it was a
Okay.
third party. It was a third party leak. They had a promo, a person at that third party, a smaller company, whatever. Just, and sometimes it happens. They probably canceled all their contracts with that company, and now they'll never work with HBO or Warner Brothers again. But
Okay.
now it's, now it's out, now it's done, and it's just, they know who it was and they can track all that shit. But it happens, and once it spreads, it's like wildfire. It's the internet, so
Okay.
there's no controlling it after that.
Okay.
So, but decent. Okay, it was a good episode. I will give it that. I was tuned in the entire time.
Okay.
But as far as the pure definition of a season finale, and I think what we, or at least led to expect from these HBO shows,
Okay.
I subpar. I think it's the
All right, but
lowest.
can you actually say that with your chest? And the reason why I say that is because, all right, I know you did not watch Game of Thrones from season 1 week to week, right? So when you really look at, like, most of us have binged Game of Thrones, right? Like, we, like, what I mean? Like, I didn't get on until maybe season 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you really look at some of those finales, right? Not all of them were super ending and climactic. Like climactic. Like, some of them ended the same way that this one ended, where it was like just the beginning of something. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And it's like we might be looking at it in a different way, because in the totality, when years down the road, when we get to binge this, whatever, it won't even feel like it, because you get to just roll into season 3.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And that's just the other mentality about it. 2026 is just you know what I mean? 2 years.
And that does suck. That sucks, because
Right.
we know we're gonna have to wait a long time. But at the same time, can we? We wasn't saying that about Game of Thrones, partially because we weren't there. We weren't there to see these, like, the way these seasons ended. And if we was doing recap and record, we probably might have a different view of the show. And other than until season 7 and 8, whatever, like, or whatever the final seasons were.
Right.
And where they got off of, they ran out of source material and it went wacky.
Yeah.
Them other seasons, there's a lot of seasons in Game of Thrones that don't really end the way you would expect them to end if you were watching on a week to week basis. Because there have been episodes of Game of Thrones where I'm like, damn, I would have been mad as hell if I was watching this week to week.
Okay. True. Right. Okay.
I would have been mad as hell.
True. Yeah, I
So
guess so.
that's the only where I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it a little bit of bail because of that. I'm like,
yeah,
it's a different world, bro.
I like the opposition. No, I like it. It's just, and that's, that's what I've been thinking, because, we've had this extra day to think about it. I was ready to spew my thoughts on Monday, but it's fine. And it's just, and so I've been kind of going back and forth with this, because I know in this season of our show, I think maybe it was episode 2, when Damon takes Harrenhal, like I went on like a 10-minute rant saying how this was in fact the best show because of the sound design and the dragons and the action and everything. But I guess man, well, I guess I kind of just, maybe I hype myself up for the fact that it's a show about dragons, and We
Well,
just
I think too. I think we all, at least me and you,
yeah
I came into this show thinking that like this is like kind of like a mini series. Like I didn't
yeah
think of it as like because I'm thinking like, all right, it's only focused on one family.
yeah
How can you spread this out
right.
into 5 seasons possibly, right?
S-
So now it makes me think like, okay, no, they are going for the long haul. Like this is not
no.
what 3 seasons,
No,
what?
there will be 4 total seasons
That's the
confirmed.
long. That's still that's considered. I mean,
And
it ain't a miniseries. Is 1 season, maybe
yeah,
two.
yeah,
So they are kind of going for a longer form. I mean,
yeah,
most shows don't go past 4 or 5 seasons
right,
anyway. You know what I'm
right.
saying these days.
Yeah. And
So
it's yes, and I think they are confirmed as well that I think both the next three and season four will both be 8 episodes.
okay,
And we now know that the 8 episode can be blamed single handedly on the writer's strike. Since that happened or ended whatever months and
or
years ago,
that's the norm now.
it's well, so I guess apparently in like season one, and then especially in Game of Thrones time, HBO was just like, here, whatever money you need to finish it, however many episodes you need to finish it because it's the biggest thing in the world. But now there's cuts because of the whole the whatever the strike, the writers and everything. So now what they think like HBO probably cut them by 40 million. So now we get 8 episodes, no more 10.
Oh wow, that
So,
sucks.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, so it's I think it will be interesting to see how what we know and where we're going, and we'll get to it in a little bit, where like the Night of the Seven Kingdoms is going and how that'll kind of fill our void in 2025.
Yeah,
And then hopefully just bring it all together with what they're promising is like, okay, no more of this, like, no, we're done with the planning. Now it's war, like
yeah,
all
yeah,
through
yeah, yeah.
the last back half of the whole series. So,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
gonna be interesting to see two shows kind of running at, even though obviously one's gonna be off time, but like kind
yeah,
of running concurrently at the same, you
hmm
know what I mean? Like it's gonna be interesting how that
yeah,
works
yeah,
because obviously it's not gonna be this timeline,
right.
right? Like it can't be this time. So it's
No,
gonna be interesting to see what that looks
no, and
like
I
and
have a,
how
and
they
I,
capitalize on that.
yeah, and I have a few more details on the Night of Seven Kingdoms and other
Okay.
shows coming soon. We'll get to I think at the end of the episode. So,
Okay.
so let's kick it off. We're going in chronological order.
Yes, yes.
And we start out with our boy Thailand.
Yes, Thailand, and he meets a new character. So, and that's why I think is going the long haul because that's what
Right.
Game of Thrones does. They introduce these like powerful new characters all the time
Yeah.
that capture your
Uh huh.
attention. So yeah, Thailand, he's meeting with the triarchy,
Yeah.
right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we get introduced to Lohar.
Yeah.
Lohar.
Admiral Lohar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she
She's
says,
like Xena warrior princess kind
uh-huh.
of like, you know what I mean?
She looks right at him. She says, "What sort of man are you?" And it's like she already knows like he's a little punk bitch. Like we're
Yep.
not like dealing with anything serious here. Like
Yep.
sit back down. It's just it's so and I was only half expecting that, but as soon as she walked in, I was like, okay, it's giving like Brienne of Tarth
Yes.
energy. I think I don't know if I read somewhere or if it's in the books or it might be. She might be like these might be her parents or grandparents of Brienne or something. I think
Oh, no way.
maybe I'll Google that later. I might be making that up. I don't know. Don't take my word for it.
Yeah, I think you are
Um,
making that.
I'll look into it. I'll confirm that one. That one I'm unsure
Okay.
of, but yeah. So she basically, he's making a deal with the pirates, with the Triarchy
Mhm.
for the Greens to be like, yo, I need you to destroy this blockade. Let's go take
Yep.
on Corlys and his team. And they're like, all right, cool, we'll do it, bet, but you gotta sail with Admiral Lohar, and in order to do that, she won't sail with any man who cannot best her.
Yes,
And
yes. And he was like, "At what?"
right,
And this was like some comic relief. I mean, just to
uh,
start off the episode, it's pretty light. But yeah, definitely kind of showing him to be a punk. You know what I mean? Punk bitch. She's calling him thin and things like that. And I just thought, like, he was nervous as hell because he just felt like, damn, I don't really have the authority to make these
No, and right there,
moves.
and he promised him. He promised him like I think islands or land or something, whatever. Just shit he couldn't have. Because I mean, he
Yeah.
even said it. He's like, he's gonna have my head for like the king's gonna have my head for this. And they're like,
Mhm.
well, fuck it, you'll be king. Just go be king if yourself. That like, yeah, it's just cool, great. Which I mean, essentially, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
history there. And so so they do mud wrestling.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And I guess he won, but he didn't really win. To me, I don't know. I mean, but he did a good. He slapped her
he
and
beat the
made her
piss
mouth
out of her.
bleed.
I think he punched her right in the groin. Uh,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. That's
I'm pretty sure when
so she it made her quit. Made her like, all
yeah,
right, I'm
yeah.
cool. I'm
I
cool.
think he punched her in the groin. She came down, and then he hit her in the face.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, which
yeah,
was kind of like the end of it. And I mean, and then the jokes keep rolling. I thought,
yeah.
I
He
the
was so nervous, yo. He was
and
so
she, dude,
nervous.
how
But
hilarious,
I would have
bro.
believed all that. I would have been like,
Listen,
yeah, y'all look like some cannibal ass motherfucker. Like,
I think the best joke out of all of it is she keeps calling him Lord Tyrod. She keeps calling him Lord Tyrod,
Timon,
bro.
yeah, Timon or yeah,
Tyler,
Tyrod, Timon,
whatever,
yeah,
not his name at
Timon or
all.
something. Yeah, yeah. She kept,
Not his name at all.
yep, yep,
And
yep.
so, I don't think we found this out either. How many wives do you think she has?
Oh, I think she got about. I think she might
Like
have got a good at least 10, at
at
least
least
10,
10.
at
Damn.
least
And you
10. I
think
think she got 10. The
mm,
way she said it, like she wants her seed. She wants the
she's
seed to be
dude.
spread. Like it's
Holy
more than
hell.
it ain't two. It's like it's a lot.
Okay. I
It's
was
a
gonna
harem. She's
damn.
a harem.
Of what? That's so wow.
Yeah,
How long?
yeah.
I mean, geez. I mean, that man. He's probably got to prepare for war. Like, how long do you think that probably took him so long? I don't know.
Well, if they're on the boat, I mean, maybe he can. I mean,
Oh, just
and yeah,
on the
so
way to war. He's
yeah.
just running
Well,
through the wives.
and just the kind of like they're selling sail. They look deep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then Corliss got like it looked like Corliss got one ship. I don't know. Is that a
Yeah.
misnomer? Like, I mean, was
No.
that misleading
No.
there when
So
we
I
saw
think
that?
I'm pretty sure their fleets are about the same in the same size.
Okay.
That battle that's coming, I think, will most likely kick off next season. Is like I
Yeah.
think they said one of like the bloodiest and biggest battles in like this whole thing. So
Yep.
that's going to be a big event, obviously coming like very very soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, their Corliss's fleet is imaginable to now theirs.
Okay.
So
Because yeah,
it's
they only show his boat. They don't really show his whole fleet though. Like, but they
yeah,
showed their
yeah.
whole fleet, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a bloodbath here.
No,
But
yeah, no. I think it's pretty comparable. I think it's yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Um,
So then, yeah, man. After this initial scene, then we get Laris. He gives some
yeah,
Aegon some counsel, I guess, and he's basically telling him like, yo, man.
we gotta get
You better, yo, we gotta get the fuck up out of here,
out. Right.
bro. We gotta hightail it out of here. And basically kind of giving him the roadmap of like how he should kind of move about his
Yeah,
business. And he's just like, but like, why should I leave? And he's like, yo, your brother wants to kill you.
yeah.
Like, your brother wants to kill you, man. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, and so the big plan, I mean, and it's just kind of it's just the whole thing is very ironic. He wants to take him to Essos to live with the quote goat fuckers.
Go fuckers, yeah.
And it's just this is just kind of like one of those like just coming to terms scenes with Aegon where it's just like he's kind of just like he has nothing. His dragon is dead. And then, man, just the personal touch, just my cock is destroyed. Did they tell you that? He says it. He says
Yeah.
it exploded like a sausage.
Oh.
I cringe.
Yeah, like
I
you ever put a
cringe.
you ever put a hot dog in a microwave?
Oh yeah, of course, of
And like you know
course.
how the way it splits open? Like that's what I pictured. I was like, oh.
Mm,
Like,
like
yo,
they,
bro, not to have no peace, bro. for your piece to explode.
Damn, bro. Like that's net. Like that, and they couldn't do anything about that. They
Like
couldn't.
I wouldn't want to be king. Like I'm cool.
Yeah.
My brother can have it, bro. I don't.
Yeah.
He's good.
I.
Like what's the point? I do have a kid still, but like I can't make more kids. People just gonna make
Nasty.
fun of me.
Nasty.
It's not like my wife is bad. Like it's my sister. My wife is my
Yeah.
sister, bro. So like it's not even what am I living for?
Yeah. It's not
Take me
good.
out,
It's
bro.
not
Take me out.
good. Yeah. It's not.
I'm only staying alive because I don't fuck with my brother because my brother tried to kill me. That's the only reason I'm staying alive. But like there's really no reason for him to be around anymore.
Yeah, yeah. And so this is the whole kind of just this scene and this event that everyone keeps talking about. Aemon, because he was mad, because he had to turn around last episode because Rhaenyra checked him with all of her new dragons. He got a little pissy and he went over to Sharp Point and he just burnt down
Yes.
the whole town, right?
Yep.
And so everyone's learning of this. And I mean, that obviously for me is like first mistake of this season finale. We could have had that entire scene of him
Oh
burning
yeah.
the village, 15 seconds at least, but him
Yep.
just sitting there, like, come on, guys, like, give us just a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, they could have gave us like because if you're not gonna give us the battle action, you gotta give us some secondary
Like
action.
just like
And they
show
didn't do that. Yeah.
5 seconds of him flying, 5 seconds of him going to the town, 5 seconds of him saying Dracarys, the town burning, we're out in
Yeah,
20.
because we
Like,
don't know what the fuck Sharp Point is. Like I had to look it
right.
up. I'm like, oh, it's a part of Dragonstone.
One
Oh,
of Rhaenyra's grand councilmen lives there,
yeah,
or something is from there, right? So it
yeah.
just fine, great, fine, awesome, great. We know it
Yeah,
now. Okay.
don't be name dropping geography and not showing us the geography. That is annoying to me. I
Yeah,
will give you that.
yeah,
That's fucking annoying. And they've
yeah.
done that too many times this season where they drop in stuff and it's like, it's probably good information, but it's like it goes nowhere because we don't see it.
It
Yeah, I
is.
mean,
It
too much
is.
stuff off camera.
And what else I guess and what we've kind of touched on I guess throughout this season if you can kind of recall and we're going to there's plenty of more to get to in this episode but the changes that they're making from the books that I'm continuing because
Yeah.
I'm now on like the book TikTok algorithm with like animated shit and
Oh,
whatever. So I like it, there's all these changes and characters that aren't even there. Like we'll get to them in
yeah.
a sec, but it's just so it's very interesting, and I think it's a love-hate relationship as we can
Yep.
tell. So the continued one last bit for Lars and Aegon before they just get out of the city is they kind of this is his kind of convincer is Lars is coming up with new new chat GPT names for Aegon. He says Aegon the Victorious, rising from the ashes, Aegon the Peacemaker, Aegon the Rebuilder, and then Aegon suggests Aegon the Realm's Delight. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we'll pull one out of a hat whenever it's time, if in case we get there. It's
Yep.
we'll see if that makes sense.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Um. So
So oh man. So the next scene I want to talk about, and it is in order, but this is definitely talking about the consequences of letting anybody ride a motherfucking dragon, right?
uh
The consequences of letting and this is the point that Jace has been harping on,
yeah.
and we see it firsthand. Once you start letting these common folk come into the crib, you know what I mean? They start showing their ass, and they don't know how to act. They don't got no home training. They think that we the same, right? And that fucks with Jace because he don't since he's a bastard. He knows he's a
He's
bastard. He
trying
don't
to
feel
deal with
too.
it, right?
Yeah,
He's
he's trying to
trying
deal with it. He's
to
trying to cope with it, and he's like, "Nah, like I'm no different than this bum.
right.
I know I'm different than this bum."
Yeah.
And so he gets into it with Ulf. I mean, Jace
Yeah.
gets into it with Ulf,
Yeah.
and Ulf is just comfortable, bro.
Dude.
Feet on the
Uh-huh.
table,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
eating whatever. He's like, yo. Hugh is like, yo, because
Hugh was
Hugh
respectable. He was respectable.
Because yeah, even though he's common, he had a job.
Yeah,
Like
he
he wasn't
knows. Yeah.
he wasn't a bum out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
He making scorpions for the
Right.
kingdom. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So he's like, yo, you got to act a certain way. And he's like, what you mean? Like we come from the same club. What you mean?
Yeah.
Like who is this guy?
Yeah. And
The
dude, Off's
prince.
like, and he's like, what's he doing here? He lives here. He says he lives here. And I lost it at that time. But I mean,
So
dude,
more
Jace,
comedy though. I'm surprised they hit us with two comedic scenes so close together. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for a war, for a civil war, it sure is funny. It sure is
Funny
funny.
as yeah.
So so no, but Jace puts him in his place, and Jace is just, man, he's dealing with this. I'm a bastard. I'm a prince. I'm the heir to the Iron Throne. I'm a bastard kind of identity crisis. And in one
Yep.
ear, he's got his mom and his sexy ass wife. If we don't get romance between Jace and Bayla, like if they don't,
Bela is the
if
baddest.
they
Like
don't, if we don't get a hookup scene with them in season 3 before they die or something, like let's get, like I need that to happen, because
yeah.
her being like, yo bro, you gotta step up and like,
Yeah, she definitely was trying to lift her man up for real.
yeah,
Like trying to
yeah,
put that battery in his back.
yeah,
Like what you mean? Like
yeah,
you know, because that was a little scene, but like she's like, you don't think that other
right,
people ain't legitimate out here?
right,
Like, bruh,
right,
it's the world.
right,
Like your mom is still your mom, bro.
right,
Like, shut the fuck up.
yep, no,
Stop
yeah,
being
yeah,
a
yeah,
bitch. And
yeah,
he's like, all right. But yeah, like it's funny because obviously their marriage is definitely based on duty. For him, it's just based on duty.
sure,
But I think she loves him.
yeah,
I don't know if he ain't really he in his head too much and he not really trying to embrace that love. Like, you know what I mean? It's like he don't like the sisters or something. I don't know. Like, cause you know what I mean, she looking good to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
yeah. No, for sure. No, and that's why I wrote it down. I'm like, listen, this bro needs to make a move. Like this is she's got the white hair, she's got the light skin, like
Mhm.
she's
Yep. The
yeah.
lips, yeah, all that. Yeah, she look good. She
Yeah,
look
so
good.
Off, and I mean Off, just kind of makes his stay throughout the episode. We'll get to him, I guess, again in a minute. But I mean, it's just kind of he's just kind of he's the jokester. Like I said last episode, he's like the guy who's always smiling. He's drunk. He's
Yep.
happy.
Yep.
And he just
Didn't you allude though earlier in this season? Didn't you allude to the fact that like either all for somebody like trade sides?
yeah,
And I feel that. I feel that coming because
yep,
he's not, yeah, I mean, because if especially if he keeps having run-ins with Jace, right? And Jace keeps telling him, like, yo, you ain't this, you ain't that. I can see off saying like motherfucker, like motherfucker, like kill me and my dragon. Cause
right,
one, my dragon will kill your dragon.
yeah.
Your dragon is a teenager like you, bro. I got a seasoned veteran
Yeah,
dragon out
well,
here
right, and that
that would
dude,
get
and
you the
that's
fuck out of here.
and
So you putting that seed in my head when I was watching that scene, I was like, oh, Oaf about to
turn cloak.
he about to stun on all these people real
Turncloak.
quick.
So I know enough to be dangerous, and I don't know what they are going to change in the show in the last 2 seasons. So I'll
Yeah.
reserve beyond the fact that at one point, at least Ulf, if not more, I don't know who potentially, but at least Ulf, I believe, does switch over to Team Green, because listen, we see it at the dinner, right? All he wants is more of the bird things. He wants more wine. He wants to be a knight right now. And so
Hmm.
all Alicent or Aegon needs to do is
You better make me a knight then. He's oh,
get him in the room, give him a sack of gold, tell him
yep,
he can have Harrenhal, tell him he
yep,
can have land, give him a few
yep.
cows, and let him leave with a whore, and he'll believe anything you say. And now he's on
Yes.
your team. So it's clear, like you said, you can feel it's the energy in the room. You can kind of feel it. He's just kind of this kind of wild card Targaryen, and so moving perfectly right along to the next scene with Rhaenyra and Corlys talking
Oh
about this
yes.
whole thing. She says it. She's like, "Look, I got these 3 new dragon riders, and I
I
don't
don't
know their
know.
intentions. I don't know what they're here for." And it's just like, and Corlys is like, "Look, well, I can speak to Adam, and he's a shipmate. People say he's great. He sent in letters of recommendations. I checked his LinkedIn, and he's cool. But
Why is he still keeping this a secret?
bro, it's, you know what I mean?
Of all people, maybe because he don't want to. You know what? I could know what now. I know
Go
why
ahead. Go
he
ahead.
don't want to have that
Convince
conversation
me.
with
Convince me.
Rhaenyra.
Convince me. Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
why he don't want to have the
Okay. Okay.
conversation with Rhaenyra, because then he has to face the fact that his son did not birth. Like, even though he knows that, but like, if they just had this like this conversation where, like, you know how it is, right, Corliss or Rhaenyra, you know how it is. Like, they can't. I could see, because I was like, why didn't he? It's normal. But I was thinking, like, oh, wait up, no, no, he can't.
We
They can't be that
can't
close. They
we
can't be that
can't
close.
legitimize the bastards of Corlys without having to legitimize the bastards of Rhaenyra. Therefore, Daemon and his
Or
people.
and
eh,
delegitimizing his own dead son.
right,
Yeah.
right. So we've got
Oh.
to kind of keep
Yeah,
this.
because you know, what I mean, kind of,
Okay,
taken away
okay,
from his own son, then
okay.
he almost has to build up these new
So,
sons
okay,
to be
right,
greater than.
which makes sense. Okay,
I
so
see it
if
now.
so
Yeah, that's
which
a.
makes sense. So in the lore, without giving too much away, it kind of makes sense. Listen, so then in you just let your imagination run wild. For
Yeah.
a father who can't admit he's the father and that he fucked up, you can only imagine within the realms of a war what Corlys might end up doing for Adam or Alan at any point in time.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? So I'm sure that story will just have some form of probably sad, but at the same time happy ending.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And
because I
so
really thought, I was like, this is a good opportunity to admit it. And then
right
now that I'm talking to you, I'm
now
like, that
you can because
he
then
could
it's
probably, and it's weird. He probably can have that conversation with.
maybe
I don't know who he can have that conversation with.
I,
Who's
I,
safe? Who is safe for him to talk about that with? I
because
don't
he didn't
know.
even talk with Renice. It was kind of just this elephant, this dragon in the room kind of situation.
Yeah,
Uh,
because she could have even said, like, well, you know what I
what
mean, you
about the
had bastards. Like, what
boys?
about our
Yeah.
son? He had,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's one of those. He has to die with. Does he have to die with the lie?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm not sure unless yeah I unless well
Damn.
yeah, because the last time someone tried to out the bastard children was like I think his brother, and then Damon cut his head off in season one.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so this all this talk about like, he's lost he's lost too much
right,
on the backs of bastards
right,
and
right,
being legitimate or not
right,
legitimate. Like,
right.
yeah, it hits too close to home.
You're right.
But one thing though he was talking about with her was just this, because yeah, she's counting dragons, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, wait up, time out. Your little brother thought he was invincible too. So
Yep.
don't get a little bit too ahead of yourself. Make sure that you're doing the right thing, and whatever move that you make it your best move, because shit ain't sweet out here. Shit is
Right.
not sweet out
Yeah.
here. Yeah, so.
But
But that
he
was a good
said
conversation though.
but he says, but at the same time you've got seven dragons. You've got to strike while the fire's hot. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? We've got the ship ready tomorrow. Like it's ready to go sunrise tomorrow. Cool.
Yep.
We're ready. Let's bounce. Oh, BT Dubs, I changed the name, and so I hope you like it.
Yep.
And they named it the Queen Who Never Was.
Oh man.
Which fun fact, obviously for Renice, the episode title of the episode was "The Queen Who Ever Was," in reference, I think, to
Oh.
Rhaenyra, which we'll get to here in a minute. But
Let's go.
yeah,
Yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting closer, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Damon,
Oh my God.
Damon's
This pissed me off.
finally
This whole scene was pissing me off.
go. Why?
This whole
What?
scene, because, all right, time out. It took this motherfucker out. First of all, now we know his fucking name for sure.
Yeah,
It's Alfred Broom.
Sir Alfred. Yep.
Sir Alfred, but
Yeah.
I didn't know his last name. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, all right, we get Alfred Broom
Yes.
finally, after fucking 6 episodes.
He
He
finally
finally
shows
shows up to
up.
Harrenhal, and I'm
Yeah.
like, see, y'all rush certain things, y'all play around certain things, but then this is the only man that actually travels at the speed that he's supposed to be traveling at. But it's like, it don't work for me on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
show.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
took
yeah.
way too long,
Right.
because I didn't need I didn't need Damon to be going through this for this many
For
episodes.
some reason, the whole season, this whole season 2 of House of the Dragon was only a span of 3 days. But for whatever
Yeah,
reason, it took Sir Alfred a whole week to get to Harrenhal. I'm not
yeah,
sure how time. It must
yeah,
be a 3-eyed raven thing. It's
yes, yes.
yeah.
Yes. So Alfred, yeah, this scene pissed me off because you know what I mean, he's supposed to be there on her, on her
Yeah,
wishes, and she
yeah,
thinks like, all right, yeah,
bro.
I'm giving you something to do.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I mean, you on my side, but maybe she knew. Maybe she knew that he was gonna be on some shit,
Little
you know.
predictable. Yeah.
But what does this motherfucker do? All he's in Damon's ear, feeding him that misogynistic, like, yo, bro. Yeah, I mean, I know that's your wife, but she
We
don't know
need
what
that
the fuck she
power,
doing.
fam. We
She need
need
that
that power,
manpower.
right? She's like talking about like a peace treaty with
Yeah,
Alicent.
she's on her period,
Having
bro.
a
I don't
tea
know what.
party. Like her and
Yeah,
Alicent
I
had a
don't
tea
know.
party at the Cat Dragonstone just the other day. Alicent stayed in your room, fam. Like they're having
But he don't know
sleepovers.
that. He don't know
No,
that though. But yeah,
they're having sleepover. Oh yeah. As soon as I left, Rhaenyra called in Alicent. They're making up, they're making out. It's a great time over there.
yeah,
Melisandre, it's a threesome. You should see it. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. They're wilding out over
And it's
there.
just like Damon's like, hey bro, watch your tongue. So in
Well,
that scene,
Damon didn't really. I don't know. He was like, oh, he was like,
he
yeah, but in
debated.
his head, to me, it convinced me because I was like thinking, like, he's like, I never thought you for a turncloak,
Yeah.
and he liked hearing that. Well, yeah, he
Yeah.
did. No, because it wasn't until Damon has that transfer, that premonition to where he comes to his senses.
Yep.
But no, he was feeding into what Damon been saying. He's like, oh yeah, I got people on my side. Oh, I've been doing the right thing this whole time. I
Yep.
knew I was supposed to raise this army for myself. I knew it.
Yeah. When they first started having the conversation and like you heard the gust of wind and Sir Alfred was like, "Did you hear something? Did you hear what was that?" The closed captioning said the word traitor. And I didn't hear that like no one said, yeah, the closed captioning.
And I always put the close. I didn't catch that.
The closed captioning said traitor when and I'm pretty sure I didn't hear that in the scene. I'll have to maybe go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure. And then as soon as that happened, right, who do we see come around the corner? Our fashionista, baby. That's where all the freaking budget went this season. This man's wardrobe. I mean, the cloaks, the fashion.
You talking about Sir Simon Strong?
Yeah. He's got the.
My man was fresh in the cut though.
He was
like, oh shit, I gotta run this back.
Bro,
I gotta run this back.
So listen.
Shout out to Simon though.
So if Simon Strong's a little sneaky in this scene, he's obviously the one who got the word out to Rhaenyra to get her there. Like, yo, you need to know about this. And so if he's being sneaky now, has he been sneaky all season? Or did he just get a little sneaky now that we've got the army and Damon seems at an okay mental play? Like, what was interesting?
Well, I think it's because he's finally, because there's always been this idea that, yo, Damon is on some shit, whatever. But like, it's the first time he's hearing somebody say to him like, yo, you should take over, and Damon not talking him down. He didn't talk him down. He's like, he could tell that's the first time Damon is happy. Like, I mean, the whole time he's in Harrenhal, the first time he smiles is when this guy says, yo, you should be the one to take over, and he's like,
yeah,
you know what, yeah. And then Simon's like, oh,
well,
I knew this motherfucker.
There was
up
that one scene. I don't know if it was last episode or the one before, but when it was at Harrenhal, Damon just got done like cutting logs with the axe, and he was having a conversation with Alice Rivers.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, when I take King's Landing, Rhaenyra can either do it by my side as queen of the king, or not at all. And then Strong came in right after that, and I just like, what, maybe like he wasn't that close. He didn't hear that one. Interesting. I just thought that was an interesting move from him. To kind of see that. And so So then we get a little family drama with the
Yeah,
Greens.
yeah, yeah. We go. Yeah, the Greens. The Greens have a lot of drama in
Yeah.
this next couple
Yeah.
scenes. I mean,
Yeah.
starting with Eamon, right?
Yeah.
And Eamon again, just showing his immaturity, showing that he's not experienced, showing that he might rule with the iron fist. He might have that power. He might have the biggest dragon, but when you govern, you got to govern the people. You got to take
Yeah.
care. You got to take care of your people.
Yeah. And this
And
is
so they're telling him like, "Yo, you gotta," and he's like, "They could starve." He's like, "That's their sacrifice." Like, what's up? What you
right,
talking about? And it's like,
which was already an issue, right? And so like
yeah, it's
obviously
already an issue.
like it's already an issue. Rhaenyra's gifts kind of solve that, which I guess then just forced the Crown's hand to give them more meat, maybe. But now they're just that's it. No more fishing, no more nothing. Like
Yeah.
what?
Well, because
So
he's like, yeah, if you start this, this problem here, like if it's gonna
yeah,
fuck up the trading. He's like,
yeah.
I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck
And
if they get
so
food again or not.
yeah, and so just kind of like thinking beyond that for a second, right? So
Yep.
if what we see later in this episode is in fact, which I'm pretty sure happens, Rhaenyra taking back the throne inevitably, maybe in season 3, what kind of problems that will then give her as queen with like all of these issues that the Greens caused in their
Yeah.
power, right? Solving
Yeah.
the last administration, cleaning up,
Yeah.
whatever,
Oh, yeah. That's always tough. That's always
just kind of
tough.
yeah. So
It's always tough.
interesting. So just the sacrifice that the town, but if you don't have a town, you can't be king. If they all
Yeah. Like,
starve to
what are
death,
you the king of?
it's
Yeah.
just, and that was always kind of like the underlining issue with Game of Thrones and like Daenerys with her dragons. Like, you can't just burn down King's Landing to get Cersei out, because then you're just now the crazy bitch with the dragons and no
Yeah.
one will do anything for you. So it's,
Yeah, like you might have freed all these people in another continent, but like,
right,
but
right.
you trying to get on this throne, so
Yeah,
you gotta take care of the people on this
yeah,
continent.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I
yeah,
mean, like, duh. Like, to me, it's common sense, but to
right,
them,
right.
when you're in your feelings, when you're in your bag, you don't always see it like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but Eamon is on one though. It's not even just that. It's
right.
not even just that. Then this motherfucker is just he starts he gets into he meets with his sister,
Uh-huh.
right? And he's like,
Bitch, you gotta
bitch,
get on the dragon. You gotta get
you
on the
gotta
dragon. Let's
saddle
go.
up. You
You
know what I
got
mean? Get
Dracarys, a few thousand
dream
people.
fire, let's go. Like, whatever. And mom is there. This is now finally she has a purpose. And her purpose is to mediate her children's
The one
debates.
thing she does as a mother in this entire it's so hilarious. It's just like, and so, and right. And so, and Alicent and Helena in this, Alicent is trying to create this plan. She's trying to create this false reality of herself that she's just going to take Helena and any of her children that want to go with her to a faraway place in Never Land and live happily ever after and pretend none of this ever happened, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's just like this delusional type of thinking. But on the opposite end of that, we have her power crazy, revenge hungry son, Aemond, who, it just wants to destroy and do everything he can. And he only has one dragon. Darren's
Yep.
dragon,
Yes.
as we've seen, Darren's dragon for a second in this episode is only this big, so that's probably not going to do
Yep.
much.
Caesarean. Yeah. Yeah.
And so we need Helena to
Saddle up.
get her birthright going and like hop on, and
Yep.
it's not happening. It's not something she wants
Well,
to
and it's
do, and
crazy that it's crazy how Eamon, as calculated as he is,
yeah,
how much of a like, I know he wants to win at all costs, but
right,
like, bro, you don't have no heir.
right,
Like if you die now, because obviously Aegon could take back the power, or whatever.
right,
But like just hypothetically, right? Because you want to sacrifice his wife, your sister,
uh-huh,
right?
uh-huh,
You ain't getting no pussy. Like, you ain't getting no
right,
pussy yet. Like, you supposed to be married to somebody, right? In which, that's funny. That, all right, there's a gap right there. He made that. Remember, where he kills Lucerys, right?
yes.
He kills Luke. He was at the Baratheon house trying to forge a marriage, and like, we haven't seen that at all. Like, we haven't seen nothing. Remember that he went there to court a woman, and like,
Oh, wait a minute.
Why did they leave that off the table?
Oh,
Because we haven't seen Baratheons at all this season.
That whole last scene, Luke went there and he was like, well, Aemon just offered to marry my daughter. What did you bring? Just your mother's word. And then he left because Aemon was like, I want your eye. Oh, wow. Right. Maybe that just they broke up. I don't know.
But he remember he's not king. You know what I mean? His brother is taking the throne, so he should be trying to get some. Trying to whatever. Right. But he was just like lurking and waiting. Like, damn, this motherfucker do not deserve this crown. But instead, he should have been. He could have been calculated, but he should have been kind of like, oh, I gotta get married. I gotta, you know what I mean? Build up my own shit, whatever.
Interesting. Yeah.
But all he do is sleep with his little mommy
his
issue.
Milkmaid.
Yeah, his milkmaid.
Right? It's not appropriate.
That's it. Like there you go. So that's another gap.
Yeah,
that's a big gap. Like because that was that was the finale. That was a major scene in the show.
Look at you. Yes, you're so right. I didn't even right.
And we didn't touch that at all. And we didn't see one Baratheon this whole season.
Guess not.
And that's their cousin. That's their family. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Baratheons and Targaryens are like that. Like, I mean, so I don't know. Wow. They dropped the ball.
Okay.
Unless you try and go 5 seasons and drag this shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I'll look into that too. That's interesting. I don't know if that storyline just fell off. Maybe that was a change from season 1 that they regretted. I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. I'm going to look that up then. Very interesting. But yeah, Helena doesn't want to go. Nope. Aemon we'll try again later. But and so we cut to the only scene with Cole and Gwaine.
Yep.
And
it comes out. The secret is out.
And so
the secret is out.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Did 2 episodes ago, 1 mission ago, before Rook's Rest, isn't that when she gave him the handkerchief?
Yeah.
And did Gwaine not see it?
Gwaine saw it and felt some type of way.
And why wasn't it swords out? How dare you disobey your honor then? What changed between now and then? Because the only tell was Kristen Cole sitting on the log looking at Alicent's little handkerchief, right? Or
I think
did he see him kiss? Did they kiss last episode or something?
No, they didn't. No, because he hasn't. Like Kristen Cole hasn't. He's been out of the last 2 like prior to that.
He wasn't in the penultimate.
Like the last 2
and then the one before that, he just had a scene with her in the courtyard, which was like, what I saw was crazy. We've given the war to the dragons. I hope for your blessing. And then he went off again.
I think that in this scene they were.
Like,
I think they've been far off away, and then maybe Kristen doesn't have because maybe it's Kristen's own demeanor.
Yeah,
since he ain't like carrying it. You know what I mean? Since he's not carrying that leadership like he was. Okay. I think maybe this was an opportunity for Gwaine to pounce on it and be like,
right.
Oh, yeah, he's like, yeah, motherfucker. Because Gwaine, Kristen is conscious Cole. We got conscious Cole here. Fucking conscious J. Cole.
Yeah. I just want to apologize for that diss track. It was the weakest shit I ever did, bro.
Yeah.
Like, did you see the soldiers all in the background with eyes on them? Everyone was stopped, everyone was frozen, and they were just waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I guess obviously having sex with Alicent's a big deal. But dude, just Cole coming with the bars, just like
mad philosophy.
Dude,
mad philosophy.
Just right.
Conscious.
Just he says it's his Gwaine is trying to get him on the fact like, yo, you're a Knight's Guard. You're supposed to be abstinent. Like, how can you fuck the queen consort? Blah, 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 blah. She's my sister. And he's like,
she saved my life.
He's like, bro, she saved my life. And he's like, yo, but your brothers in arms can do it. And he's like, bet? Do they? You think they do? Like you didn't
Yeah.
see the boys with Aegon at the brothel 3 weeks
Yeah,
ago? Like
yeah,
what are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
says, perhaps all men are corrupt, and true honor is a mist that melts in the morning. And then
Mm.
it's just more and more of him just being mentally scarred about what he saw at
Yep,
Rook's Rest with the dragon in the fire. And
yep.
it's just and then he
He wants to
says
die. He's like he
he's
kind of wants to be
ready.
sacrificed. Yeah.
Alicent's ready. Dude, he should have listened, man. Hey, here's an idea. Why didn't he just bring back the idea he pitched to Rhaenyra in season one?
I was just
Why,
about to say that. Yeah.
Alicent, come away
Yeah.
with me and sell fucking
Yes.
cinnamon and spices in the markets, and we'll
Yes.
live a normal life. Why?
Yes.
Now's the time.
Now's the
Now's the
time.
time.
Yeah.
And then
Fucking,
and then boom, she could
run,
say, "Hey, by the way, the moon tea didn't take, and I'm having your baby," and then they can go live happily ever after.
happily
Rhaenyra will
ever
be
after in
happy for him.
SOs. Yep. They
It's
got
just
money.
they
She
should
got
just
money.
go, and then boom, they run into King Aegon, and then that season. No, but
Yep.
dude, it's so. He says the dragons dance, and men are like dust under their feet. And this gets Gawain freaking out. Okay. He puts his
Yeah.
sword back. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, this man might be a little unstable, but also he's kind of right. Like
Yep.
Gawain's had this glaze, and I don't
Yep.
know. I'm not a military guy. I know some guys who have been. I don't know about you or your experience or if you know dudes, but like maybe it's like this wall, this glaze that like
Yeah.
war gives you to just be okay with that. But then maybe this kind of brought that wall down for Gawain, and now he's like, shit, he's kind of right, dude. Like we've got like two drag. Like what happens if Vagar fall? Like what do we do? Like we're dead. Oh, and
Yep.
by the way, I don't think we touched on this or not, but back to Rook's Rest. Just the best episode of the season,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
We touched on it. The blood of dragons is acid to human skin. So when they were having that fight, the soldiers on the ground getting hit with the
With that
dragon
blood.
blood from
Yeah.
being the scrape belly were just burning
Yeah.
from the
Oh.
acid, just nasty stuff. So it's it's a realization, I think, just for both of them that they're now, this is it for us, bro. Like, why are you fighting me? Like, you're doing
Yeah.
me go ahead, slit my
Yep.
throat. You're doing me a favor. Tell
Yep.
Alicent whatever you want. I really don't care anymore. It's
Yeah.
either
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to
it's
lose.
you or a dragon. So, and bro, just because of this show, so many clips are now popping up, obviously, on TikTok and Twitter of just Game of Thrones in general.
Yeah.
There was so much more dragons burning people in Game of Thrones that we've kind of gotten in the show. Obviously, it's more seasons, whatever, but like
Yeah.
I've seen so many, and it's just a
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
it's
Daenerys was burning everybody.
gnarly, dude.
She was burning
I
everybody up.
just watched the scene of her with the Lannister army, and it's just
Yep.
a whoosh,
Oh yeah,
just
she was, yeah, and you gotta think they were so long. It's been
yeah,
so long since they seen a dragon. Anybody
yeah,
seen a dragon? They
yeah,
thought that shit was over
yeah,
after they killed the Mad King's
yeah,
dragon. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So they
yeah.
was like, "What?" So that they didn't know what the fuck they had to go in the history books to figure out a weapon because the scorpions have been around forever.
Uh-huh.
Like they've been around in this shit. You know what I mean? So it's
Uh-huh.
like, so they had to, yeah. So that
Right.
that blew their fucking mind. But yeah,
Yeah.
she was burning everybody the fuck up. Like
Isn't
it
that
was
crazy?
literally, it was like a cheat code. It was literally a cheat code
Right.
until
Right.
they figured out one method,
Sure.
and she had three of them things.
Right. Which is crazy. Which is
Yep.
crazy. Which is crazy.
Yep.
Okay. We kind of already touched on. I think we're at the dinner scene.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just just Rhaenyra pronouncing how great of an honor this is. Yada yada yada. She gets the news from Simon. We know, and she flies to Harrenhal. And baby boy, probably the best scene of the episode. Okay.
Wait. Which scene? What?
When Rhaenyra arrives at Harrenhal.
No, well, you Russian, you
Okay.
going too fast. You going
Okay.
too fast. No, the best scene, that was a great scene, but no,
Okay.
the dopest scene was, so she does hear word, whatever, but then we got to cut back to Damon, and when he's walking with, so at first, is Alice real? Is Alice Rivers real?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so remember, that's after the dinner. the next scene is not her getting to
Oh,
Harrenhal. The
I'm so
next scene,
sorry. You're right. I am
the
so
dopest
sorry. I am
scene
so
of the
sorry. I'm so
show to
sorry.
me, the dopest scene because
My
bro,
notes are
this
combined.
scene, I literally was yelling at the screen, no way,
Okay.
no way,
Okay.
no way.
Okay.
So, oh my God,
Okay.
Damon.
Okay.
She's walking them down,
Yep.
right? And that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like when you said that she might not be real, it just felt like it felt like she wasn't there. Like for some reason, to me, it felt like she was just a voice in his head or something like that. I mean, because
It's
she's always to the side of him. Like she's
yeah.
never like they're never really face to face talking. It's always like she's on the side of him, like a
It's
conscious, like good, bad conscience
she
type thing.
is a character in the books, so
Okay,
I don't
okay,
we just I don't think we have that answer yet. We can only
okay.
assume what we want to assume.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Damon has the most mind-blowing premonition, Omen,
Yes.
because she talks about Omen. She was like,
Yes.
well, yeah, I mean, you've been fighting to take your place,
Yep.
whatever. And she's
Yes.
like, but now you ready to see
Yeah.
what life can look like.
Yes.
This motherfucker touches the weirwood tree.
Yes. A Weirwood Dream is what it is called.
Oh
And
my God.
so
Oh my God. Does Damon turn into a fucking White Walker?
so that's an interesting question. I would say potentially. I think maybe potentially, but I think the one we saw in that dream was supposed to be the king, the main
No,
one.
no, and see, and that's why everybody kept saying no. There was multiple. Remember,
Yeah.
we had the Night King, but he had generals. He had
Yeah,
multiple
true, true.
generals, and a couple of them had the long white hair. So I think one of them is Aemon, and one of them is Damon.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a theory. Again, I don't think we have answers in the books or in
And I
the
don't think we can.
shows, and
Yeah, and
it's
that's the thing.
just
I don't think we can ever get an answer to this because at what point do they fake? Because they have to go up there at some. I
so
mean, and what would make
yeah.
them go up there?
Right. Right. So now so this is basically look man, this is basically Damon knows everything now. He knows the Song of Ice
He
and
sees the he
Fire.
sees the three-eyed
He
raven.
sees
He,
this
he he sees the White Walkers.
yes.
He sees Daenerys.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And
Yes.
I said,
Yes.
no way. I watched that scene like 3 times.
Yeah.
I kept rewinding. I said, no
So
way.
he sees his death. He sees Rhaenyra on the throne. He sees it's I mean
A
essentially
White Walker that could be him.
White Walker that could be him. He sees that coming. He sees Daenerys as the princess who ever was. And
Yes.
so he now fully believes in what his brother did, what Rhaenyra and all of the
What was
Targaryens before
Helena?
him.
But why was Helena in that?
So okay, so
Why was Helena
let
there?
me bring you in full circle because I've been
Yes.
doing research on this all week.
Because this bitch is
Yes.
magical. She's
So
magical.
let me explain.
I love her.
So Helena is
A three-eyed
the
raven.
no.
Oh,
She is one of the most powerful dragon dreamers in the sense that when she dreams, she sees the future. But she is such a powerful dragon dreamer that she is now doesn't know when she's awake, when she's dreaming, what's reality and what's a dream. And so
shit.
also, bro, and we see it, and I didn't notice this, and we're going all the way back to episode 1 of this season, right before the events of Blood and Cheese. She's sewing little baby Aegon's funeral clothes before Damon even got to King's Landing because she was in reality dreaming.
It's crazy because you time out. You actually skipped 2 scenes because it's the Damon premonition, but then it's also what she says
and
to her
they're
brother.
they're basically the same. They're basically the same.
Yeah.
And that is what happens. The Battle of God's Eye with Damon and Aemon is essentially there. That whole thing is obviously coming, but. So it's just basically Helena has dreamt of everything. She knows everything too. She knows the White Walkers. She knows Daenerys. She knows the entire Game of Thrones. She is us, essentially. So when it comes to, that's why she says to Aemon, listen, I'll get on my dragon. I'll jump off this roof. I'll do whatever.
It doesn't change anything.
Matter, bro.
It doesn't change anything.
So
she says, "I saw you kill." She said, "Why'd you try to kill my?" You tried to kill Aegon.
That's a
He's
lot.
like, "This is treason." She's like, "I saw it.
Right. Yeah.
It's there."
And so
And that blew my mind. I said, "Well, oh my God." all bets are off. She's the most
Yeah.
powerful person in the
Yeah.
show now. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So in the sense that she just kind of knows everything that's happening and that will happen and will continue to happen. And and that basically like you mentioned takes us to the three-eyed raven, the blood raven, Brynden Rivers. We see him in the vision. He's the one in the tree.
Oh yes,
He is
yes,
one of the many illegitimate children of King Aegon the fourth, as IV fourth.
yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
King Aegon the fourth Targaryen, known as Aegon the Unworthy.
Oh
Brynden
man.
served as the hand of the king and master of whispers during the reign of his nephew, King Aerys Targaryen, and was a key figure during the Blackfire rebellions.
Well, King Aerys is how many Aerys are? Because Aerys is the Mad King, right? King Aerys is the.
It says King Aerys one Targaryen. Yeah, the first, I think.
I'm saying, but that's what the Mad King's name was,
I think so.
Aerys.
Yeah.
So he would wow.
And so,
But that makes sense because that's when shit falls apart
yeah,
for them. I
yeah.
mean, he's the last Targaryen king.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then this says, however, due to his actions, Brynden was later exiled to the Wall by King Aegon V, Egg, who
Egg.
is the character in the new show Knights of the Seven Kingdom. But in that show, he's just a little boy, and like a bunch of stuff needs to happen. We won't get to him being king in that show probably until later. So they join the Night's Watch, and then yada yada. Brynden becomes the three-eyed raven, aka the three-eyed crow. So it's just
wow.
Daemon knows everything. Like they know everything now, right? So it's like so now Daemon's on board. He has a plan. He has a plan. He has a path forward, and it makes his time at Harrenhal kind of doesn't make it worth it, fam. Does it make it worth it? Here's what I'll say.
Yes, it does. Now it does.
So in the books, that we don't know any of this. In the books, it just says Daemon leaves and he's gone for a while, and then Rhaenyra shows up, and boom, he has an army. So there's no really explanation of any of this. Obviously, I think there is a little bit of back lore. Obviously, when he learns of the song and all of that fun stuff. But so they had to find a way to kind of keep him in the show. Because it's Matt King. We have to have Daemon. Yeah. He's a character. We have to see him every episode. So it makes it worth it, you think?
Well, yeah, because so although the premonition was the dopest scene, the most triumphant scene, the best scene is what comes.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So she got that raven from Simon Strong.
Yep.
She comes to Harrenhal.
Yep.
And he's like, yo, I'm sorry. I don't want to be in the middle of your shit, but you got to see this for yourself because I told you a treachery.
Simon,
and she's like, oh my. Yeah. And she's like, oh my God. All right. I got to see it. I got to see, he's like, see for yourself. And yeah, what it looks like ain't nobody on her side.
Right.
The fucking Caraxes flies in on the top, and it looks like everybody about to turn. It's about to get crazy.
Not sure what's going on. Right.
I didn't know what was about to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit! Yeah. Like this is the worst time. Like they're about to get ready for battle. Yeah. We can't have her people, her biggest part of her army turn on her now.
Right.
And what the hell do they think is about to happen? Like I was like, oh my God, they about to just shoot themselves in the foot, bro.
Right. Burn down the whole thing.
Burn it down.
And then in comes the king consort, and he splits the sea like Moses. And it's just the High Valyrian. And he pretty much just like drops the lines like, yo, I know, I know.
Yeah.
And they like, yo, you ever leave me again, bitch, you peril. And then
she basically says, don't ever do that shit again. Don't ever leave me again.
And then he's like, I got you, babe, because I know now. I know what my role is. I know it's just a story. It doesn't end with us. Let's go. And so he bends.
Which even at that point though, I still was like wondering, like I was like, oh, like well, yeah, because even after the premonition, I was like, well, how does he take that? Does he take it like? Because when he sees Rhaenyra like in that premonition, I'm like, does he look at it like, well, I gotta still fucking do whatever the fuck I want?
It's like once you take the pill to the Matrix, bro, and you're unplugged, that's it. I think I'm pretty sure you don't come back from that. So. Dude, in that moment and then he turns to the people, gets them rallied up. I cried. I
had my hands up
I
the
cried.
whole time. I just had my hands up like a victory, bro.
I shed like at least 2 tears.
Oh my God. I cannot believe Daemon.
We're so back.
We're
so back.
Let's clap it.
Yeah, as soon as I think right after that, he came out in his armor to look at his little army of tents. They smashed, bro. They smashed as soon as that was over, and I
wanted him to kiss her. I thought I wanted him to kiss her, bro. I think I thought, but I could see it's a lot of tension. Sometimes you can't just think you about to get some right away.
Weird, right? And well, no, but I think he went in for what? Didn't he go in for one? And she kind of turned cheek.
That's what I'm saying. I understood why she didn't want that affection necessarily. Right. You know what I mean? Cause he been acting wild. He been wilding, but he understood too. He's like, yeah, babe, I've been wild. I've been on some shit, but I needed this.
Yeah, and
yo, shout out to Damon, man, for you did make it. You put me on a roller coaster, man. I was counting you out. Cause you know what I mean, he is one of the fiercest motherfuckers in the franchise, bro.
His dragon's the quickest.
I mean, and the way he don't back down for nothing. The way he beat the crab feeder, and the way he just he's amazing for real. And he was letting me down all season.
Yeah.
But then he came through, man.
Right.
He came through.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
I mean,
one last fun fact about that vision that he had: the face on the tree, they carved it to look just like George R.R. Martin. It was his face in the tree.
That's dope. That's dope.
But yeah, so and I think just my only, I'm so sorry, but my only gripe with that scene, and I think just would have made it literally this for me, like the penultimate episode I had, what would have made it the best episode of the season. If they would have given us, right, because we kind of knew / know everything that they now showed us in Daemon's vision, all of the Game of Thrones stuff, etc., White Walkers, Daenerys, the thing. If they would have given us just one thing beyond it, if they would have just if they would have shown us, listen to me right now, if they if they would have showed us, remember at the very end of Game of Thrones season 8 episode whatever, her dragon picks up her dead body and flies off into the distance, and then that's it. If they would have given us a scene of that dragon landing on an island somewhere, wherever the dragons live, and then the dragon is looking up to another bigger god, something something beyond the end of season 8.
Yeah,
it would have made it one more notch, kind of.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I like that.
So then we get just a little bit of Corlys drama.
Two more. Yeah, we had 2 more big scenes, and then but Corlys, man.
Yeah.
Corlys.
Listen.
So, man.
What do you? Whose side are you on here?
Alan.
I'd love to know. You're on Alan's side. Yeah. Okay.
Well, so I do. So Corlys is definitely warming up to trying to be. He's trying to come to grips with this again. I mean. This man brings it up. I mean, about him losing his daughter. He lost his son, and Corlys is trying to come to grips with everything. He lost his wife. His brother. Everybody. He's lost everybody.
Yeah,
he's lost everybody.
Yeah.
And really, these 2 boys that he never gave a fuck about. That's all he has left. So I can sympathize with Corlys because I think he's trying. But. You cannot deny. You cannot fault Alan for feeling how he feels.
And I think that's exactly what you touched on in the beginning of the episode. I think Corlys is doing everything he can legally, to do, without actually saying, your name is Alan Valerian or whatever, like
Yep.
without actually legitimizing the children, getting the documents signed by Rhaenyra, like then it would just create a domino effect. So like, yes, he's trying to help you. He's giving you these, he kind of beating around the bush is telling you like, hey,
He's like, yeah, but so to get in that scene, he's basically trying to mold him and trying to tell him, he's like, yo, man, your team don't really fuck with you like that.
Right.
Like you strong, but like they don't trust you. Like you don't inspire nobody. You be moping around all the time, bro. And he's like, okay. And he's like, I'm trying to fucking help you, bro. Like, and he turned around and he said,
Nasty.
he said, what you just say? He said, you trying to help? Motherfucker, do you know what my life was like? Do you know what my life was like? I used to see you walk past me. You was all iced out.
Right.
With your other kids.
Bling blow, right.
Yeah, you know I'm saying? I'm out here starving. I'm looking, I know you my dad, but like I can't say shit. I can't say shit. I seen you. I needed your help for however old I am. I needed your help my whole
ago, dude. Someone called Maury, dude. Like it's
I needed your help my whole life, cuz.
Yeah.
He said, so I would decline all anything in terms of help.
Damn.
I would decline all that, whatever. He's like, I feel you. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
But when this is over, I'm alone. And I'm cool with that. And I accept that.
Crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, how do you even then? What do you do? That's your first mate. Like then one of you has to die. Someone has to die. Like you can't continue. Like just like yo. And if someone
he should have hugged that man.
If someone heard him,
he should have hugged that man. I said, damn.
No one heard him say this to Corliss. Like this is like he could have your head for that. Cut your tongue out for that.
Well, remember he tried to cut him off, and then Alan was like, "No," he's like, "No, I'm gonna finish my point." Like, he's like, "You gonna hear this? I ain't give you no emotion all season." He said, "But you gonna get it. You gonna get it right now because you gonna talk about help."
Just put Corliss in his place. Just in his place.
I've been helpless my whole life,
just starving, insanity. I don't. Yeah, man. I don't think it's just. That
was powerful, man. That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of powerful scenes in this episode.
Yeah.
It just wasn't,
I know.
It don't follow a normal story arc.
I know.
That's what fucks us up, I think. Because we want that build up climax end.
Yeah.
But this was just
all over the place. Roller coaster. Yeah, roller coaster. We waited in line for too long. So but I mean, so then the boys, they just get suited up for the ships. There's not much else to be had with Corliss and Alan. And then the last scene, Alicent obviously gets
we get a knock on the door. We get a knock. We get a knock. We get a summons.
There's always waking these bitches up in the middle of the night. I mean, no respect.
Middle of the night. No respect. I didn't know what did you think? What did you think was about to happen? Who did you think? I thought it was like war. I thought it was like war.
No, I knew as soon as Alicent said she needed passage, I knew she was on her way to see Rhaenyra. You can't. It was the same. Listen, Alice, she gave you this out. The issue was Rhaenyra gave her this out 3 episodes ago when Rhaenyra snuck into the thing and kneeled down beside her at the candle table. She was like, look, we need to do this right now. We need to end this right now. I know you know the truth. I know you know what's going on. And Alicent was like, bitch, I'm not even listening to you. I'm not even listening. And now Alicent just wants to run off into the forest with Christian Cole and live happily ever after. And she wants Rhaenyra's blessing. And she can't go and do that without it because Alicent needs to tie up some loose ends. And it's just fascinating to see the back and forth of how Alicent is just grasping at these old, long last lust feelings that she had for her friend that might still be there. But like, it's rules of war now, technically first before friendship, babe. You declared that months ago, like when you switched up on me. I get it. You were married to my dad, but like that was also kind of slimy. So like, let's not pretend like where you were a month or 2 ago. So it just kind of was interesting. What did you expect? I mean, did you think Rhaenyra was just going to give her blessing and be like, okay, go, I won't find you or try to kill you? I guess like what like
No, yeah, I knew Rhaenyra was gonna give her that, like,
yeah.
bitch, you had your chance type energy.
Yeah.
I knew she was gonna give her that. But you know, Alicent was, I mean, she was kind of, she was hitting me though. Like I was like, oh, look at her. Like she, you know, she knows she's wrong. Like, yeah, I mean, like I love when somebody, you know what I mean? I kind of accepted it. I was like, oh, look at that. She's
Yeah.
very remorseful. You know what I mean? She's back to biting her nails. She's the little girl.
Yeah.
She's the little girl from last season
She's broken.
who's all
Yeah.
nervous and biting her nails all the
She's
time. You know what I'm
broken. Yeah.
saying? I mean, her dad's like, no, you gotta stand on business, even if it don't look good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta be cold. You know what I'm saying? And she's warm, bro. She do got a heart, but yeah, like Renee was saying, like, what the fuck do you think is about to happen?
I gotta take his head, yo. I gotta get Aegon's head. Like the only way
Son for
this and
son.
the only way this ends is with Aegon's head.
And I would think like, well, my son ain't worth shit no more anyway.
Right,
So
like what are you talking about? Yeah, but Allison even tries to like, well, I could convince Aegon to come with me. He'll just come with me and live happily ever after. I'll take him to the bathroom every time he needs to go. And it's just like, what are you talking about, sweetheart? Like, listen, you don't have a dragon. Like what I thought, like I would have made her walk out into the dragon pit and have the dragon burner. I don't know, like
yeah, okay, get her out of here.
I was half expecting they were gonna lead her out that way, and then Vermithor was gonna come up out of the pit and be like, "Ooh, toasty roasty, another hot Cheeto." Like that would have been fantastic. But you know, it's just looking for closure. It's too late. Like, bitch, we're already mobilized.
Now it's really too late.
The troops are marching. Like, what do you expect?
I got new dragon riders out there.
You think we're just gonna, I don't know. So very interesting just to see, and then Rhaenyra just says, "Go, like just go, just do whatever you're gonna do because I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do." And that's probably going to be wait till Aemon leaves. And that's probably the plan that we'll see her execute.
Yeah. So do you think she's going to go forward with Alicent's idea?
Yeah. I think next season we're going to see that battle at sea. I think episode 1 of season 3 essentially.
Is battle at sea.
I think essentially, I mean, because the only thing we have left in this episode, the armies are marching. Oh, and the only thing that we don't have answers about, our boy Otto Hightower's in jail.
Yo. Well, that there was another one thing too, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, where's he locked up at? Is he locked up in Dorne?
I think Lars probably had him locked up somewhere, maybe. So that Aemon couldn't get to him. I think Lars might have been at play, and I think just wherever he's at, the Green Armies will most likely find and release him. I'm sure coming soon. But yeah,
that's all the armies are mobilizing. I like what you're saying. The probably the first. I mean, and this ain't gonna be till 2026. But we're gonna see the battle at sea. That might be the first major thing.
I think it's the battle at sea. I think Aemon flies out to that battle, maybe to take out some ships. And while he's doing that, I think Rhaenyra and Daemon go to King's Landing, swap out the guards, and take over because Aegon's out. Aegon's not there. Alicent said she's going to get the guards to lay. So I think they'll execute that plan with Alicent. That'll be her kind of. Alicent will probably go to Dragonstone or wherever Aegon's at to find him. And then potentially maybe that's our season 3, episode 1 opener. Rhaenyra taking back the throne.
That, and also probably, and the only person that we did not mention in this episode was Rhaena, and because like this whole episode she's trying to find her dragon.
So
now I watched a fucking video about dragons, like in all the like there's 26 dragons in this world. Yeah, I mean altogether, and a lot of them are from the old times. Vermithor is from back in the day, like he's one of the Vagar also is one of the ones that's from back from back in the day.
Yeah,
but then they talk about these wild dragons. I'm wondering, and one of the wild dragons that they named, there's a wild dragon called the Cannibal.
The cannibal, and I think Ghost. There's one
Yeah.
called
So I
Ghost.
think is she gonna get the cannibal?
No,
Oh, it's gonna be Ghost.
no. She gets the one that she found in this episode is named the Sheep Stealer. So it's Sheep Stealer, Cannibal, and Ghost. We probably won't see Cannibal and Ghost. If we do see them in the series, it probably won't be till like season 4, probably, maybe, if we do. But the dragon
Okay.
that she has found and tamed is Sheep Stealer. And BT Dubs, her character doesn't find this dragon in the books. There's a character called Nittl, I think, Nittl,
Okay.
who finds Sheep Stealer and becomes the 4th dragon seed for Team Black. They have completely cut that character out of the show, and it's now Reyna.
Oh wow.
So like, hey man, we could have like, let's see her get get her on the dragon for the season finale. Get her like, it's
that's what I'm saying. Like, give her some type of triumph. Oh, she's still running around with that scared look on her face.
Like scared, cold. No one sent a search party. Freezing. She doesn't have a blanket. Like she's thirsty. Like how long has she been out there? Like
like she's still like noble. Like like she don't get nobody protecting her.
Seems like it's been a few days, maybe. Like I
well,
don't know.
It's probably only been one.
Well, she's struggling real hard for it only being 1 day survival, like 36 hours.
She ain't been outside that. She ain't never been outside of a house before.
How
like
she expect to tame a fucking dragon that's 800 years old if she can't last one night in Westeros alone? Oh boy. Well, so we could have seen her on the dragon, but she'll obviously tame that and hopefully maybe join the battle soon.
Yes.
But you know that's obviously coming. So. Yeah, man. It's predictions for season 3.
You already took it away. I think you got some good predictions.
That episode 1. Yeah, I think that's as far as we'll take it. It's interesting, man. It just seems the online community is not rallying behind this season finale or just kind of this season as a whole, and it's interesting to see where it's been, where it's going, and I think where it'll take us. And it's just so overall, what do you think? What would you rank this out of 10? Season 2, House of the Dragon. Were we good on this season? What do you think? Because I was kind of gonna give us a three strikes and you're out on our last 3 seasons, our 2 reality show bust, and now this one maybe.
This one no.
You're good on this. You're good.
No, this was not a bust. Okay. By no means. It definitely it was worth talking about.
Okay.
I think it's funny because obviously talking to people that just watch the show for enjoyment, like, and they love it. Yeah. I mean, they love the show. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to. It's hard because we're battling against the book readers. We're battling against we're comparing it against another show in its own franchise, right? Yeah. And we were let down in many ways by that show, right? Yeah. So like we're battling all this type of stuff, but I think you're just supposed to enjoy the ride. I think and it was a ride, man. Yeah. Granted, it was. I mean, it wasn't what we expected. It wasn't what we expected. Right. So I love that. I love when a show does things that I don't expect. You know what I'm saying? And this show, it held true to form when it comes to that. Like and that's why when people were saying bad writing and stuff like that, it's like, but I don't know what to expect though.
You're bringing me back, fam. You're bringing me back. This last 48 hours, I've kind of been like, maybe this.
You gotta enjoy the ride, man. No, it was a good ride.
Dude, and I did. You know what?
We had a lot of highs, man.
Blood and Cheese, the Renice episode, Amen. Everything with Vega. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Okay. I would say, let me think of a score.
I say, 7, 8, 7, 5.
I was going to say somewhere between 6 and 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it don't get a. Yeah, I mean, because there definitely is holes in
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I
If
mean,
we
there's
would have
definitely.
if we would have had that maybe even that battle at the sea. We see the ships and then
Yep.
boom, a last 30 minutes of that battle would have just been a grand finale to this whole thing. Just kind of interesting. It
Yeah, like
seemed
the parts of the season that were bad were the long drawn out Damon stuff.
yeah.
It was that was a big part of it. It
Yeah.
was it was them, again, not really fully explaining characters and like secondary characters and the geography and them just
Right.
kind of like,
Yeah.
taking us all over the
Yeah.
place. But you're the first character that we see, I feel like in the whole series or in this whole season was Alan, and like the fact that he meant something and he still means something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's dope. I think that's dope. Like
Yeah.
them introducing characters, that was good. The
We
lore.
really could have done with a scene of them training with their dragons or
Yeah,
something with them,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah, but no, I think no, you're
I
right.
mean, the Chris and Cole drama, even though he was pissing us off, that was good. That
You're
was
bringing me
good
back.
TV.
You're bringing me
That was
back.
good TV, man.
You're bringing me
Moon.
back.
I mean, we got another Moon tea. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And you know what?
Shit,
Hey,
bro.
and you know what? Let's talk about a little bit of character development this season. Lars getting through everything he needed to get through without really being creepy around anyone's feet. I mean,
Oh my
just
God, we got no. I'm
Aegon,
so glad they omitted the feet. Like, I'm
Aegon's
so
foot was out the
glad.
whole time. He was alone with
I'm
Alicent a
so
few times.
glad
I
they did
mean,
not harp on that.
that was great.
Yeah, I
Great.
mean,
Love that.
they got Otto Hightower out of here halfway
Right.
through the season.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of faded Christian Cole, which
Little
is
bit, then
great.
brought him
I
back
mean,
a little bit with the
yeah, but
lines. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
we got this fucking this cool character for next season, Lohar. That, I mean, we're gonna start
Yeah,
seeing Lohar. Like,
yeah.
I'm interested to see her. Like,
We'll see if they survive the battle. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, you got.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. I mean, I hope next season. I hope we get some Starks.
Yeah.
I hope we get some. I hope we get some more houses. I need some Baratheons.
Right.
I need some Martells from Dorne.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need some Lannisters fighting. You know what I'm
Coming.
saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
need all that.
yeah. So, okay. So, coming 2025, what's next? The Game of Thrones universe, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. So,
Yeah, break it down.
basically, this takes place 100 years after the House of the Dragon episodes, but it's still 100 years before
The
Game of
Mad King.
Thrones.
Okay. Yeah.
So it follows it follows this wannabe knight. I just had his name in my brain and it just left me. And now I'm
Egg.
blinking. No, Egg is his squire.
Oh, okay.
Someone the Tall, Brandon the Tall, maybe.
Okay.
Freak. I'll put it in post. I'm so sorry. I've been thinking of his name all day and now I don't have it. But anyways, it's basically, do you know the movie A Knight's Tale with
Yeah.
Heath
Ledger.
Heath Ledger, yes, love that man. So it's basically that. It's about him. He has a master who, whatever, passes away, or like he's pretending to go to these tournaments and be a knight under falsehood, and then inevitably through events and things that happen, he gets Egg as his squire, who's this little Targaryen boy, and just their journey to officially get him as to be an official knight and knighted in the Seven Kingdoms. And so season 1 of that's probably going to be a short series, maybe only 2 or 3 seasons. It's only 3 books, so there's not a lot of source material there. Probably just going to be closer to probably 3 seasons. Then obviously House of the Dragon season 2 is coming in 2026. And then there are 3 other live action series confirmed that will be happening, one of which I'm super excited about, and I'm sure you will be too. Aegon's Conquest is coming.
Oh,
So
like the big Aegon.
So Aegon the
Big
Conqueror,
dog.
the biggest
Okay.
dragon,
Oh,
Balon,
that's
like
dope.
when
Yeah,
he
yeah.
takes over this, he gets the
That's
dream, he
coming.
takes over. Yeah, so that's going to be,
What?
yeah, so that's coming. Then we have another live action, 10,000 ships.
So Corlys.
Uh-huh. And then there is one other live
Was this
action.
like a young Corlys, like how he became who he was? Or?
Possibly, I'm not sure. Plot being written, they just have a writer. I'm not 100% sure. And then just another untitled Game of Thrones live action.
They ain't. I don't. Some of them ain't gonna happen. I don't think Corlys is getting no show, bro.
Well, 10,000 ships it's in development. Like it's probably coming.
Man,
So
wasn't the Jon Snow show in development?
But they came out and said that they were not going to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This universe changes up all the time.
It's what we know now. It's what we know now. Right, yeah, and then 4 animated shows.
All right, I don't.
We're not doing those.
I'm good, bro. That's like Star Wars, bro. When they like nobody that is in Star Wars lore, they don't respect them cartoon bullshits, bro. They don't. They don't, bro. They don't.
You better watch it.
I'm telling you, I know a lot of
white people are gonna be lined up.
I know so many Star Wars heads like be into it. They do not respect them all them cartoons, yo. They don't.
Oh man, dude.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I don't need no enemies.
One of the animated series is called 9 Voyages, and I think that might have to do with Corlys. I'll keep an ear on it. We'll see if, maybe if and when these things inevitably come out or trailers or whatever else, we'll tiptoe around it, maybe just mention it. If I feel like we need to watch it, maybe we will. But that's what we know now. That's what's coming next. And that's pretty much it. I think that's a wrap. That's all I've got. That's all the notes. It's all that's coming. I don't think, we end on the brink of war. So obviously that's coming soon. Mm-hmm. Anything else, fam? What else we got? And what do you want to?
So what? We me and you, we not coming back till 2025. We're gonna
have to see. Yeah, bro. We're gonna have to see. I think they said spring 25 for Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So maybe we. I don't know. You and I can talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll definitely take a break here for a
few
we
need a break. We need a break.
End the summer off, but we'll get back into it. I'm sure. I don't know what else is down the pipeline. Did you see
The Penguin? Would you watch the Penguin show?
Oh,
that shit look yo, the way they made Colin Farrell, the maker, I'm like, that's Colin Farrell. I love Colin Farrell.
When's that come out?
I think it's like September, bro. It's like right around the corner. So maybe that might be too soon, but still, that look kind of dope.
Hold on, Penguin HBO. Let me see. 2024 TV series. Let's find out right now. Come on, bro. Where's the
Penguin?
September 19th. September 19th, 2024.
About a month.
So,
let's
see. We'll talk about that. I'd have to watch. So apparently, I heard that they're doing this right, and apparently, this is like that you watch Matt Reeves, the new Batman movie with I
gotta watch movies.
Well, no. So that's
okay.
So I don't know. So I'll let you know. But you're supposed to watch the new Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
And then the end of the events of that movie directly go into episode 1 of The Penguin, and then the end of season 1 of The Penguin directly then goes into the Batman 2 with Robert Pattinson. So there's new Batman trilogy. This is like the middle. This is like probably going to introduce us. The Penguin's probably going to play a role, obviously, in Batman 2. But it will be this Colin Farrell Penguin in the Batman 2 movie. So maybe like in the next month we'll watch the Batman movie and then go into this series, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
I
I
wouldn't
mean, in
be
terms of show, that's the only thing that stood out to me
okay.
recent, like for recent.
It's got that's an 8 episode run too. So that would take
Well, if I
us.
know ahead of time, I'm cool. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so that's good. We know ahead of time because
Yes.
I hate when I think and I'm wrong. Like
Yeah.
I'm like
September 19th, and then the last episode airs on November 7th. So puts us right around Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Halloween,
Well,
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
let's that's interesting. I'll watch the trailer. Let me look into some stuff. I might be seriously interested in doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. And I think the only other show that like I've kind of thought about with you in mind, and we'll wrap this up. But did you see they released a season 2 of The Mole on Netflix? I don't know if
Nah, I
I've said
never
that to you.
watched the mole. Nah.
I thought you covered season 1 in your pod.
No, I never watched
On
the mole, bro.
Netflix, it's like 10 people, and they do a challenge every episode. But the mole is one that secretly tries to sabotage the challenges, and then they have to vote who they think the mole is. And then I could have sworn
I'm saying no, I never covered it, but I know what I seen it, whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. Remember they used to have a show called The Mole, like a regular show, like a scripted series called The Mole on ABC back in the day.
Okay.
But I think yeah. Huh. But anyway, it don't matter. But yeah, I never covered that. But yeah, so yeah, recap and record might come back sooner than you think, y'all.
We'll see.
But you know what I mean,
let's run it.
If not, we might be getting y'all might get the Hedge Night.
We might be back in 2025. Yeah, the Hedge Night. Hell yeah, dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for rocking with us this last season of this podcast. It's been great. I think our best season yet. House of the Dragon, whether you think it was great or not, let us know in the comments. Los has brought me back. I was good, then I went bad. Now I'm good again, I think. So we'll see, man, what season 3 has in store. If anything, we'll see you guys in 2025.
Yes, I think once the final thing is all over and we get to watch in its totality, it's gonna look like it's gonna look great. It's gonna look great.
Yeah, and we'll
as long as they end it well, but it's gonna look great.
Awesome. I love it, man. All right. Until next time. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.